biggest thing I took away from ketamine assisted psychotherapy was that hatred I had for myself, calling myself a piece of fucking shit, that I'm fucking stupid, that anger that developed since my childhood is gone. Like it's not there anymore. That self-hate. And once in a while, if it pops up, I'm like, oh, there it is. But it doesn't linger.
Got it.
So went through 6 sessions in um, 6 sessions in 3 weeks and changed my life. So if you're, I'm not a licensed therapist. I can't say that this is for everybody, but it works for me.
Yeah. No, I love to hear that. I did an episode with a Marine I was deployed with in Japan, Nick Abeda. Maybe that's the one that you listened to. Like literally, the title is ketamine assisted therapy or something, and we went into full details and everything on that. Yeah, and doing it like in conjunction with therapy and
Yes.
like finding the amount of dosage and all that stuff. So, and I applaud you. I thank you for saying that and mentioning all that because it's people like you and my buddy Nick that I had on that are like, I'm comfortable opening up and sharing about my experience about this because if somebody listens to it, then maybe he or she can be like, oh, okay, maybe this is another avenue for me to explore. Because yeah, like you mentioned, I think we become like that macho. I would say like the cool macho chismo. Nothing can affect me because like what you mentioned when the whole freeway's closed and here comes the helo landing in, and then like I'm the fucking guy, right? That builds up and then essentially like after a while and it's like same thing every time you slap on the bulletproof vest you put your gun and when people call 911 you're the one to show up and like fucking solve this situation whether it's an active shooter a shooting or their car broke down you're like I got it and the more and more you do that and the more and more you think like I'm the fucking man essentially and I could do whatever the less likely you are to reach out for help or admit to yourself that you need help.
Yeah, because you
My
think you got this. And then the other
correct.
thing that somebody like myself experienced was the shame of reaching out. Like, oh, now I am now the patient. I
Yeah.
am the provider. Now I'm the patient. So it took a few sessions to be able to let that go as well. And I wonder if people who go through, all the other modalities of therapy are out there, if I bet they experience that same thing. Like for me, there was a shamefulness of having to spend 2 to 3 hours twice a week for a few weeks to go through therapy, asking my wife to drive me there and drive me home. I felt ashamed that I had to do that because there were
Yeah.
hundreds of people that I was able to help before. Now I'm the one that needs help. But luckily, with ketamine, it forces you to look inwards and you get over that after a few sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. And ketamine, I'm glad that it worked for you. It could not work for other people. So
Right.
if you're out there listening to this, right, like it's like reach out to us at the Overwatch Collective or get in contact with somebody and just start asking questions and see what modalities they use and what may work for them or what kind of trouble that you're having. And like the nice thing too is it's completely confidential. So your fire department, police department, military unit, whatever is not going to find out. So like ask the questions because like you're worth it. Like you should be taking care of yourself because if you don't take care of yourself, then you're not going to be the best husband. You're not going to be the best wife, the father, the flight nurse, the police officer. So it's like I think we really need to start transitioning into prioritizing like our self-care, our physical and mental health to ensure that we're the best product for our community, in my opinion. So
There's so many tools in that toolbox of when it comes to mental health and recovery. So, ketamine's one of them, but there's plenty of tools out there. I
mhm.
always think like I've hurt myself physically a lot, not through sports and through lifting weights.
Yeah.
And I've had to go to physical therapists all the time, and not just physical therapists, but sometimes a massage therapist. Sometimes it's a doctor for like a steroid shot, acupuncture. There's all these different modalities, and I've always linked it to like making a good pizza. There's different ingredients to make a good pizza. It's not just the sauce, it's not just the cheese, but the ratio of what makes a good pizza for me will be different for you.
I like that.
However, there is certain ingredients that work really well. You just got to find those ingredients. that work for you.
I really like that. I've never heard anybody explain it that way or use a pizza as a reference, but
I fucking love pizza. It's
like,
probably
yeah.
what I'm going to be eating today
Yeah,
at some
good.
point.
Yeah, good. I love that.